All right, look at that. We are back. Welcome to the channel. I do appreciate you clicking on this video. If you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing. Join the FBG fam. I haven't said that in a little bit. Also, if you are returning, welcome. I appreciate you back. Thank you for clicking on this video. With that being said, really quickly, before we hop into what this video is all about, I just want to give a massive shout out and thank you to all the people that commented on my last video, all the kind words and support. Really does mean a lot to me, and it feels good to be back making content once again and interacting with you all. So it's really nice. So thank you guys so much once again. But with that being said, we're gonna hop into today's video talking about Seed. She's gonna be coming up here really soon, and I want to give you my reasons on why I'm pulling for this character in particular. And hopefully, you know, maybe if you're on the fence, you're unsure what to do, this may bring you some value, maybe help you decide if you're gonna pull for Seed or not. With that also being said, I want to be as unbiased as possible when it comes to this video. I know there are reasons why people are not pulling for Seed, which are warranted, right? They're not unwarranted. It is true. But I also want to give you my reasons why I'm going to be pulling in particular. So with that being said, let's go and hop in really quickly though. Also, if you're new to the channel, sub. But I think there's like a hype button now. I don't know if my channel has it or not. It feels like we're starting all over again. So if you want to help the channel grow, go ahead and consider hitting the like button and the hype button if it's there. I think it helps the algorithm. Has to, right? That is there for a reason. I think it hypes the video up. I think you get some awards or rewards for it to some degree. I'm not too sure. You can let me know in the comments. But if the hype button there, go ahead and hit the hype button for your boy. It really means a lot. So let's hop into why I'm going to be pulling for Seed. But let's talk about why people are not pulling for Seed first, right? I think we should start there and then build up. So why are people not pulling for Seed, or why are people skipping? It's really, I think, due to her being electric, right? And we have some decent electric DPSs currently, right? We have Sambi, we have, I don't know, you can make trigger a DPS if you want to, or try. We also have Huramasa, we have Yanagi, we have a lot of, you know, pretty good electric characters that you can use to deal damage, right? So Seed is not really necessary in that aspect. And then also she's an attacker agent. I think that's the bigger picture, or the more likely reason why people are not pulling for her is because she's an attacker. And we have anomaly characters, and we all know anomaly characters or agents are just head and shoulders leagues above attackers. For whatever reason, the Zenless Zone Zero devs have an affinity for anomaly characters, and they are just incredibly strong when it comes to the damage output. They're incredibly versatile. They can fit on many different teams. They have incredible supports that support them directly and indirectly. So anomaly agents just benefit a lot in this game. And so it really is hard to suggest or to provide you reasons on, you know, pulling an attacker agent or an attacker character when you just can save for the next anomaly character, right? And I'm just thinking about Miyabi, I'm thinking about Alice, Jane, like these characters that are anomaly. They're just so good, and the only like real attacker agent that's even close that I can think of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, is like Evelyn, right? Like Evelyn is the outlier, Evelyn is the exception. And even still with Evelyn, like you have to be very skillful with this character. Maybe not very skillful, but you do have to be skillful with her, right? It's not one of those characters that you can just pick up and be putting up numbers and doing really well with, unlike Miyabi and to a degree Alice, right? You could just pick them up and do really well. Evelyn, you have to know the rotations, you have to know what you're doing to a certain extent to really get some potential out of her. And she does really good damage and she holds her own, but still Miyabi and Alice are just above her, right? And so attacker agents have a harder time getting the same output or the same results that anomaly agents do. So with Seed being an attacker agent, it's hard to suggest pulling for her when you could just simply save for the next anomaly. So I think those are the main reasons why people are going to be skipping Seed. Once again, warranted is definitely valid, right? I really cannot argue against those. But why am I pulling for her in particular? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the first thing is her design, right? I do like her design, but furthermore, I like her gameplay and her animations. I'm a simple man, right? Just to give you a little lore and backstory on me. When it comes to characters and their designs and their gameplay and their animations, there's two things that I really do enjoy. I really enjoy katanas or sword users. So for example, Miyabi, Sambi, You give me a sword user, you give me a katana user, I'm all there. You got me. The second thing are mechas or Gundams. I really love mechas and Gundams. So if you give me that, I'm all there for it. So the fact that Seed is mecha or a Gundam, I'm there, right? And if you take a look at her gameplay and her animations, I mean, they are at least a 9 out of 10 for me personally, maybe even a 10 out of 10. Like, they're so unique, they're so very cool, they're flashy. I love the animations and gameplay on Seed, and it looks very fluid. I haven't gotten a chance to play with her, but they look fluid for me. They look really awesome, and so I'm there for it. I'm all for the mecha and the Gundams and the missiles and the electric and all that stuff. And then the ult animation is just God tier, chef's kiss, right? The ultimate animation for me is incredible, and I'm not talking about the feet. I'm talking about how she gets into the Gundam and it's just targeted aiming and shooting, and it's just like a first person POV. Like, that's incredible. I love that animation. I think they did a great job with that. So I'm all there for the gameplay and the animation when it comes to Seed. It got me, right? Now, the second reason is the way I'm building my account currently, right? I love Sambi. I am a Sambi enjoyer. I really do like this character, and I'm trying to make her the best that I possibly can, as well as make my electric team really strong. And Seed is one of those missing pieces that I really want to have on my account to kind of complete it. Not complete it, but really start getting those puzzles together. So Seed is going to fit nicely onto my account to build up that electric team. But also, I think she's very versatile, or more versatile than what we've had before. And I think she is kind of the shifting tide. I think Evelyn was the original shifting tide for attackers, because of how strong she is and her kid and what she's bringing to the table. But I think now Seed is also introducing another shift for the attacker agents, right? And what I mean by that is she's not only going to be able to be played as a main DPS, but she's versatile in the aspect that you can make her a sub DPS, but she's also bringing some buffs and some supports to an attacker team, rather than it just be what attackers have been, where you just hyper carry with 2 supports, or you do an attacker stun and support. Now you're going to be doing an attacker, and a support. You could do a stun, but it most likely will be an attacker, and support. And I think that's very cool that they're deciding to, you know, kind of shift things a little bit when it comes to these attacker agents or characters. And I think Seed is the start of that, with being able to introduce these buffs, right? And I think now with Seed and then Orpheus that's going to be coming after her, we're going to have Sambi really show out. And I think Sambi is going to get a very nice glow up with her rework and then the introduction of these 2 characters. I think Sambi's going to be in a very, very good position. So if you've been investing into her like I have, I think she's going to pay dividends here very soon with the introduction of Seed, Orpheus, and then hopefully we get that rework. And hopefully that rework is, you know, very solid for what Sambi wants. So I believe Seed is going to be the beginning of that, and that's what I want for my account. I want Sambi to be incredibly OP, not OP, right? She doesn't have to be power creep. I just want Sambi to be, you know, as strong as Evelyn, at least at that level, right? Because currently she is a bit underperforming, a little underwhelming to a certain degree. I love her gameplay. I love using her, but she just doesn't have the same output. But I think this is going to be the beginning of getting her to where she needs to be. So Seed is an integral part to that. And I think Seed is going to be versatile in the future as well, in terms of being able to make different teams and have different setups going on. I think Seed is going to be a good pickup for me, right? And maybe for you as well, if you're wanting an electric DPS and you need an electric DPS, you know, Seed is definitely going to fill that role for you, especially if you're missing out on one, or you don't have Sambi, or you don't want to, you know, build up Haramasa or really get down his gameplay. I think Seed is going to be great, right? Because she seems to have a pretty basic rotation in terms of how you're going to use her. And I think she's going to be a lot easier to use and not be as technical. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some technicalities to her, that's for sure. And there's going to be optimal ways to use her, that's for sure. But I think she's going to be one of those characters you can pick up and use and do really well and not have to dig too in depth with her gameplay. But Those are the main reasons. So just a TLDR, everything. I love Seed's design, gameplay, and animation. Top tier for me. So I need that on my account. That's what keeps me playing the game and enjoying the game. And then also I'm really trying to build and kind of max out my electric team, but also have all the correct pieces together for Sambi, because I love Sambi and I want Sambi to perform at her most optimal. So those are the main reasons why I'm going to be pulling for Seed personally. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions down in the comments below. And once again, hopefully this video brought you some value. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I do truly appreciate it. And at the end of the day, right, you really just pull the characters that you enjoy the most. That's what gaming is all about. You pull the characters that you like, that you enjoy, that's going to have you enjoy the game and continue playing the game. But let me know your thoughts. I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. Call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.